All right, welcome to Real Estate Hustlers Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Appleman, founder and CEO of Appleman Capital. Today we are joined with Melvin Landry, co-founder of More Land Equity Capital, has vast experience in single-family and multifamily real estate with a background in corporate procurement and college professor, resides in Pittsburgh with his family. Melvin, we appreciate you coming on the show today. If you could let the listeners know a little bit more about yourself.
Man, thanks for the opportunity, man. Yeah, Melvin Landry, reside in Pittsburgh. I've been in the real estate game since 2005. I'm from South Louisiana. I grew up in a town 40 miles west of New Orleans, and yeah, man, real estate has been the eternal savior for me and my family. So happy to be here.
Well, tell us how you got into real estate and what the pivotal moment was.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, bought my first property, which is approximately 18 minutes from the house, in 2005. So one of my buddies from college who was a good confidant of me, had a few rentals, and I decided to kind of jump in and try to add some real estate to the portfolio. And you think about the growth trajectory over the years, even through the time 2008, 2009, I had amassed almost 60, a little bit over 60 rentals, and I was living in the middle of the heartland in Omaha, Nebraska. So in addition to doing that, I was investing in 3 states. And look, single family was all I knew. That's kind of how I started off, and learn some things along the way. So, along with the growth trajectory, came some pitfalls also as well. So, while I was living in the middle of America, I was invested in 3 states, and lo and behold, PA came out the strongest for me. I got bit a little bit by the 2008, 2009 bug also as well. So for the properties I had in Indiana and in Arizona, I ended up short selling those at huge losses. So kind of stutter stepped a little bit, but came out strong at the end of it. So continually stayed in the Western PA market, which is where I'm boots on the ground at even today. And look, man, it's worked out well. So you fast forward 2012 through 2015. I'm cash flowing, I'm doing well, and things are going quite well. So decided to get into business, and now I'm married. Me and my spouse, we operate a restaurant that didn't quite go so well, and I had to end up liquidating nearly 90% of the portfolio. So as a result of that, so again, right, faltered and kind of get back and come back strong. So got into multifamily hardcore early 2022. And and with that, got exposure to syndications, got into other rooms I hadn't been a part of previously, and look, it's been gangbusters for us ever since. So we're in a lot of syndication deals. We ended up moving to the place where it all started for me, which is Pittsburgh. Never thought I'd live here, but I do now, and it's a great place to live, great place to raise a family, and look, man, things are going well. But right now we really have our foot on the gas in terms of our growth trajectory, and really, like the old Buffett quote, right? Be greedy when others are fearful. There's a lot of fear in the market, and we entertain that. We're just buying up all we can. So yeah, it's a good problem to have.
I like the experience that you have. The starting in single family and then scaling it to 60 rentals is that's nothing small. It's 60 single family houses. Your operation, because it's scattered sites. I mean, scattered sites, anything is operationally heavy.
Yep.
Maintaining the maintenance, just making sure that the grass is being maintained is in single sites is tough, because I mean not everyone likes the curb appeal, the tenant wise, and you've got to make sure that they're keeping their part. So hats off for sure. And then even the learning lessons along the way. It's survive another day. You have to do what you have to do to keep the show on the road. And in real estate is makes you extremely resilient if you leverage your real estate in the different capacities, and you can bounce back and be stronger and better and smarter than you were before. And now you're in multifamily. Your bio said 2,956 units passively invested in. That's massive. You think big, you get out there and you get it, and now you're on GP side too. So if you could tell us about the rooms that you got into, the learning lesson, and then how you exposed yourself to even being a part of that many deals, that many units.
Yeah, so I mean, took a chance. I went to a seminar in early 2022, and the light bulb went off for me, in terms of scalability, kind of growing the wealth facet. I kind of felt I had a sizable level of experience in real estate, given what I went through, and I kind of felt it as a gateway to kind of get back to where I was, but accelerate faster. So you mentioned, I am a professor, right? And law of economics, right? Anything you can do to scale, get economies of scale, the better you're off you'll be, and that's in anything, right? So the theory, the premise still holds true. So look, I was all in, kind of, as I kind of got into that room, and then I grew my presence, started participating heavy in more webinars, introducing myself to more people, participating in more conferences, and look, half the battle for me was alignment with my spouse. She said she understood that I had been successful in real estate, and thanks to real estate, kind of saved us from bankruptcy with our other faltering, and from a restaurant standpoint, what we're dealing with. So, she was aligned to the structure of what could be, and she saw the vision. And we internally in our own house, right, we really had to turn the tables a little bit, right? So my wife was working the job also as well. Once we moved to Pittsburgh, so she actually stopped working and retired from corporate America for the second time in 2022, and she became the real estate professional in our family. Allow us to scale, still allow me to, to be able to work. I still do a 9 to 5, but you can still do the 9 to 5, and you can still have your foot on the gas successfully and grow your real estate trajectory. And that's what we've been able to do. So.
Yeah, especially now you're a team of two essentially. So is she handling investor relations, or what does that look like?
And my wife's a hardcore project manager, so investor relations on the larger syndications. She's a realtor in our household, and she has one client, which is myself. So it works out quite well in terms of us being able to grow our trajectory, in our own local market, which we love, where we're boots on the ground, in addition to, being a part of other teams as well to kind of help scale.
Yeah. So you all are most likely on calls weekly, going over projects with on other syndication deals, GP team, making sure that the assets in alignment with the business plan and all the fun stuff in between.
Yep. She's handling 90% of that. So with me, and we have a son too. So got to still be the daddy duties of coaching baseball, helping out, and things of that nature as well. So yeah.
Where is predominantly your all's portfolio located? Is it Sunbelt states or Texas?
So we have Texas, we have Kansas, as well as Ohio. Our core smaller real estate portfolio is primarily all where we're at, which is in the Pittsburgh MSA for the smaller stuff. Yep.
What are y'all looking for and with properties when you're underwriting?
Yep. So one of the things we look for, particularly when we're looking at the larger properties, right, we're looking for the age of the property, right? Location matters, as well as population growth and job, and as well as the median household income. It tweaks a little bit, particularly in our own market when we look at smaller multifamily. We're leaning towards the affordable housing push. So look, I'll buy 1920s, 1930s product in my own backyard. And look, there's some solid dwellings in our local area. And look, and the price points are really attractive. And look, as long as it cash flows, and I've been in this area and been investing in this area long enough, I got it down to the street, man. So I know the blocks, the areas, and pretty particular in terms of how we invest locally in our own market. So
yeah, you say affordable housing. So is that subsidy, Section 8, or a low LIHTC?
Yep. All those programs, we love them. We love them, and the demand is outrageous in our respective markets. So there's a 12,500 voucher gap of folks who need housing who can't find housing. So it's a real good problem to have. And look, I can't renovate them fast enough, man. I'm getting calls after calls after calls.
What are you all using to connect the people with vouchers to the housing? Like what websites or what's your outreach look like?
So we use Craigslist. Yeah. We use Facebook Marketplace. We use the local agencies in terms of avenue, in terms of putting our stuff out there, to extend the reach. And look, I've gotten some really good quality tenants off of Craigslist, believe it or not. So,
we do the same. Craigslist. There's a Turbo Tenant that syndicates pretty well. And then of course we use Appfolio with it. And then there's affordablehousing.com website. post on there. But it's just that you've got to screen. You got to do your screening. You have to do your due diligence. Make sure that you're bringing other people that can complement the community and not create. We've had bad ones too, which that's in market rate as well. I mean, you're going to get your bad actors no matter what you do. But Section 8, I mean, it's guaranteed income every single month.
Guaranteed.
And if your units are nicer than what else is out there on the market, you're going to get quality tenants plus guaranteed income, because they still have a choice of where they want to live, and they choose yours because it's got granite countertops and the other one doesn't. Then it's a win.
Yeah, indeed. And look, we pride ourselves on. Look, we love C plus areas, and we love giving them a class experience. Right, that keeps them there. Right, they tell their family members, tell friends. And all of a sudden I'm in a position, which is a good problem to have. Whereas, I got more people ringing my phone than what I can provide units at this time. So we can't get them up fast enough, but we're working on that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's giving them a different level of experience, and just they stay for much longer.
Yeah,
and then your renewals are, as long as they're within fair market value and you can provide some comps, you get what you want on the renewal, not necessarily the first initial lease. So we're definitely in alignment. The strategy's been around for a long time. It's just learning getting over the persona that's been put out there.
It's all mindset.
Yeah.
Literally.
But I mean, it's smart. I mean, it's guaranteed income. You don't have to chase it down every single month. So what advice would you give somebody that's just starting to get into real estate right now? They're listening to this podcast, trying to figure out what moves to make. You've got experience on single family starting from one property. So what path would you say that they would take? What advice?
I would say to anyone, look, invest in yourself. You kind of got to look beyond the regular status quo. And if your mindset is in one place where it shouldn't be, I would say challenge your mindset and try to get in some rooms, right? Everyone won't be able to spend 6 figures on mentorship like I did, kind of going in, but I knew, and I had been successful before, but I had a mentor. Even when I first started off on the single family front, I had a mentor, and I still talk to my mentor who lives in Florida to this day. In terms of guidance, you may have a question. I don't perceive to know it all, and there's always different type of challenges that kind of come up. So I would tell anyone, seek a mentor and get into some room. It may not be the 70, 80, 90, $100,000 room. Get in some room, right? There's other collaborative groups out there that are economical that you can get in and can really learn a lot and partner with some folks from that standpoint.
Yeah, I would add to that too, because there's partnering with people, which is great, syndications, but at the same time, on the back end, behind the scenes, build up your own personal portfolio that's not with partners as well, because that can grow over time. 10 years is a long time, but what you can accomplish in 10 years, I mean, you've got your partnership out there that's different properties, and then on the backside, you've also got your personal real estate portfolio going. I think the two combined, I mean, it could be massive over time.
You could work magic, that's for sure.
So, but as far as getting your mindset there, what kind of books would you recommend?
Look, I love reading books. Ken McElroy, Kiyosaki, a lot of success metrics, mindset books. Who Not How is another book that's tossed around by many in those different circles to try to think different and just try to adjust against the status quo. That has been helpful for me, I say, within the last 24 months. I think different now versus what I did, say, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And my approach is now kind of really has me at a trajectory that, I'm going at lightning speed versus before, right? I mean, started in 2005, and it took me 8-9 years to get to 60 single family properties. That didn't come with headaches. At the time, I was coming to Pittsburgh from the middle of the country once a quarter, but I had a system in place and it took time. So now I'm able to scale faster. Now I'm boots on the ground in my market where it all started for me. So it's coming back full circle, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's huge. That is, so you're boots on the ground, you're looking for properties, or you're getting properties called into you. Then you go check out the area, check out the units, walk with the property manager.
A little bit of both. So I'm out 4 to 5 days a week, driving around. We call it driving for dollars. And I have a couple of folks on staff who they feed me vacant properties via email and text daily.
Yeah.
So, and now I have the opportunity to kind of just weed out what I want, get in, skip trace, find the owners. I have some other partners, VAs, who's kind of providing support also as well. It's not a one-man show operation. You kind of need a well-oiled machine here to be able to concentrate to get the trajectory that you need. So.
Yeah, working with owners directly, that's huge. I mean, it skips the markup. In a lot of cases, you can do creative finance and still some different tactics as well.
Indeed, indeed.
How has the economy worked with you as far as interest rates and the housing and everything? How's that affected you, and then what's your outlook on it?
Look, so typically when we buy, when I need to buy fast, I won't hesitate to go get a hard money loan, quickly get it turned. I have the resources to get things turned, get them stabilized. Like I mentioned, right, I have a huge demand of folks who are looking for housing that we're trying to place at the rental rates that we want, right? Typically market rents, which are attractive, and then to refinance into attractive long-term debt. That's always the goal. So on average, I'm always starting off 12 to 14%, which is high by many standards. But the goal is to get in, attack the business plan, turn it quick. I already got tenants lined up, and just get it turned and try to get it turned around in 6 to 7 months max, so I can get out of that debt refinance and get it stabilized to where I really want it to be.
How heavy are your all's lifts?
I mean, the ranges of rehab, say if I get a 4-unit, I mean, they're 30 to 60K, so not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
brand new.
Find the right one, to find the right opportunity. So
yeah, for sure. And just those are the base hits, though. After a while, you start building the portfolio, and it just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Yep. And everything's brand new once you've renovated.
Indeed. I mean, look, I'll take bunts and sack flies and base hits all day. Doesn't have to be the home run. So we score and we get cash flow. That's what matters.
What is your goal for the next 12 months?
Next 12 months. In my own backyard, I would say 12 months from today, try to be at 100, 150 units. I think that's a viable goal. 90% of it being affordable housing, cash flowing. In addition to that, passively invest in more deals. So we've really diversified the scope and the spectrum. So we're general partners in a mobile home park, self-storage, looking at other avenues of ways to get diversified. And look, I mean, depreciation is my best friend. So we all need it, right? When you're operating in this space, and look, just keep growing with the foot on the gas. That's the next 12 months. So try to be around between 120, 150 units exclusively outright, and maybe look to increase that door count passively to between 5,000 to 7,000, ideally. Yeah.
I just got 2 cost seg study quotes done earlier today. So it's depreciation is
it's a beautiful thing.
Well, that's the magic money of it all. That's what you never even include that into your returns. But I mean, that's a part of the game. It's learning how to utilize different things that are available and make it work to your advantage. Very cool. What do you all look for general partners and other GP team members that you're going to partner on a project with?
Yeah, so I mean, we look for expertise in the market and really that knack collaboration for asset management, which is key. Learning, I mean, that has been one of the most successful masterminds that has been very helpful to my wife and I. We're part of a mastermind group called Ace Operators, and look, it is immensely helpful, not only to what we bring to the fold now from a partnership syndication standpoint, but even in our own portfolio. Just thinking different now, but kind of how we operate these assets. What are some things we can do to kind of monetize to increase the net operating income? And that has been a game changer for us. So
give us some examples of that. That's good.
Yeah. So I mean, you think about before, right? I had smaller multifamily. I wasn't putting coin operated laundry in there. Simple, right? I mean, and these are 1920s, 19 to 1950s products, whereas I mean, folks see that as an added plus that they never had before. So we're getting that incremental income that kind of hits down to the bottom line. And I mean, it's and folks are happy, and they're telling all their friends and stuff who may be part of programs. you should reach out to Mr. Landry, right? So on and so forth. So,
That's
I mean,
huge.
yeah, I mean, so that's just one avenue that I've implemented across all my units. And we, we do a small multifamily in our backyard. It's been a nice to have.
We've got a potential. One of our properties has a flat roof on it. It's a 4 stories flat roof, and we're working on possibly leasing out the roof to a cell phone tower company. So we're in talks right now. So those are the value add that, I mean, it's an infinite, because you really have no cost. They put the equipment on there, and they lease you up, and I mean that directly hits the NOI. It's there's no expense to it, but that's something cool. And then there are some utility value adds. There's a valve you can get for your water mains that cuts out all the air that goes through it, because we get charged for water plus air.
Okay.
And then there was another one with electric, but it's cool to get the studies done on that. It's I had him on my podcast I think a month ago, and he looks at the property, and then he just connects you with different vendors that can help align the savings. But those are it all adds to the bottom line, makes property more valuable. It increases the top line in a lot of cases, and you stand to benefit. So and then your mastermind that you're in, getting with a different level of a person in a room that's been there, done it different ways, different thinking. I love that. That's huge.
Yeah, makes you think different. Have you think about how you're doing your own operations differently. I mean, and look, that's the type of rooms that, in my opinion, this asset management mastermind, and I mean, it costs X, but had it been 3, 4, 5X more, I probably still would have took the time and made the investment. I mean, it's immensely helpful, and I'm learning so much more. It's pretty cool opportunity to be a part of. So
yeah, it's buying your seat at the table, and it's a gated community. If you pay the price, you're in the community, and everyone, it's just the way it goes.
Way it goes.
And there's nothing. It's just everyone's protecting each other. When it is a paid community, it clears out the other people that aren't willing to pay and take it more seriously. So I'm totally for it. Totally agree. If you could change one thing that you now know, what would it be from your past experiences? What would have you done differently?
I would say in my journey in the multifamily, I really was gung ho on kind of getting into as many passive investments as I could have. Probably for me, maybe could have waited a little longer to determine who were the right partners. I mean, look, I'm in a bunch of passive investments, and look, not everything's peachy. There's been some capital calls along the way, and look, over time, you learn a lot about folks who you're partnering with, and you see how some folks operate under pressure. So that's a good learning experience. And now I kind of feel it's I really now understand, right, the vision in terms of when I'm going into a passive investment, right? Who are the performers, right? Saying who is going to who's going to adapt and course correct when there's a change in terms of the overall business plan, for not even the better need of one's agenda, but for your investors at the end of the day, right? For the greater good of the team and things of that nature. So those are one of the things that I would change kind of going into it. So, but again, hey, it's part of the game.
Yeah,
it's part of learning, and it takes time. So
yeah, it does. That's where wisdom kicks in. It's just the path you got to go.
Yeah,
very
indeed.
Cool. If somebody wants to reach out, learn more about yourself, possibly invest alongside with you, how can they reach you?
Hey, I can be found many different social channels. So my website is morelandequity.com. So that's MORELAND equity.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Melvin Landry, LinkedIn, Melvin Landry, and I have a YouTube channel also as well called Get Diversified. So my family's diversified, and we're diversified in our investments also as well. You can find me on YouTube as well.
Awesome. Love it. Melvin, definitely appreciate your time today. Look forward to following you, and we will talk soon.
Sounds good, Josh. Thanks.